Hi, welcome to the premiere episode of Gamelife, the show where you can get your daily dose of gaming goodness. I'm your host, Andrew Rosenblum, alongside my partner, Alex Lazar. Today on the show, we have a whole slew of Nintendo content to get to, including DS games and some NES classics too.
And I'm going to review this Wireless Wonder all on this show today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. As you can see, it's very colorful, and the graphics are pretty good for the DS console. And yeah, so I'll show you a demonstration of it by touching it, you know. And here I'm at the main screen, you know. There's all these items you can choose from. You got the main game, and the wireless connectivity, because that's another bonus of this game, because you can connect it with other people that have a DS. And you don't need everyone to have a cartridge of Meteos. And this game is very addictive, as you can see right here. The object is to line up blocks called Meteos and line 3 colors up at the same time, and then they launch up and deteriorate a planet that's on the top screen. And I'll just do the Star Trip, which is the story mode. And there are 3 routes you can take. It's the simple, the medium, and the hardest difficulty route. And they all have like different things to it. And I'm just gonna show you like the bare bone basics of the story mode with the simple like linear mode. And you have 5 types of elements to choose from. And yeah, so I'm gonna choose this one. It's called so as you can see, the planet that you're headed to destroy is on the top screen, and like the puzzle is on the bottom screen, and you use the stylus to control it to line up 3 colors horizontally or vertically. And yeah, and the cool thing is that after you line up all the colors, you can they go into the sky over here, like propelled by a rocket, like rocket style propulsion. And yeah, the more you align all the colors, the closer you are to beating the events. Right now I'm randomly using my stylus to luckily get a lot of combinations going on here. And as you can see, I'm doing pretty good. The audience is cheering for me, as you can tell. And I won. So the sound is awesome for a game like this. And it's like one of the 3 good titles out there for the DS, alongside Kirby Canvas Curse and Super Mario 64 DS. And yeah, so I give this one a 9 out of 10.
Alright, enough with cheesy intros like this. Hi, I'm in the Gamers Lounge, the Pocket Review Lounge, once again, for a review of Puyo Pop Fever. Well, first of all, there's an array of game modes, including, including endless, just stages, and like multiplayer Puyo Pop, which is basically, I mean, everybody Puyo Pop, which is basically multiplayer. So yeah, let's see what the single player has in store. There's free battle, which is just regular battle. There's a beginner, intermediate, and advanced course, which is self-explanatory right there. So I'm gonna go in the intermediate course right now. And right here, you can see, just listen. Okay, now if that isn't the most cheesy cut voiceovers you've seen, then I don't know what you've heard, but it's the most lame thing ever. However, the music in this game is just great. I particularly like it. Now, the whole game is lining up 3 of the same color, right? Pretty easy. Now, just like I did right there. But you see, the thing is that all these different styles of Puyo, or the thing that drop, fall in different like formations, so it can be tricky to place them. And actually, this game is very difficult. It can get very, very difficult at times, because especially on the hardest difficulty. Now, if I get out of this and go to a different game mode called Endless Puyo Pop, you'll see it has 3 different modes. One being Fever, which I'll explain later. 2 being Mission, where it gives you a certain set of guidelines, like, create a chain of 3 Puyo, or get a 4 combo, or something. And the original is, well, it's original, just without the funky formations and stuff. So I'm gonna show you Fever mode now, and you gotta love this music right here. Alright, now you can play it on easy, normal, or hard. So just for showing you the ropes, I'll show you easy. Now, what you try to do is line them all up and see if you can eliminate all the Puyo in one swoop, one combo. Now this is incorporated into the main game that I showed you a little bit earlier. The main parts about this game that really set it apart from all the other Puyo Pop games out there is that you can play wirelessly against 7 other people. There's gonna be 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, which is pretty insane. If you can find that many people. It's just 7 different people with a DS, since you can do single card play, which is totally awesome. Now, the one thing that I don't particularly like about this game, just because it's on the DS, like this DS version, is that it doesn't use any of the DS functionality. Although you can bring the Puyo down by drawing on the screen. I mean, the music is great. The voiceovers are very cheesy. The graphics are, they'll pass.
Yeah.
They're not that great. But the gameplay really shines. It's very addictive. So just because of that, this game really deserves an 8.0. So Puyo Pop Fever gets an 8.0. Reminiscing about one of my favorite games, especially when I was little, Shadow of the Ninja by Natsume, made in 1990, 15 years ago. Feels like just yesterday. Here's the great, has some of the best music on the original NES. I'll turn it up to give you a little preview of it. Hear that little bass, the bass, not bass. Bass is a fish.
Fish.
And some nice tuning. Anyway, it's a 2-player game, so you can play co-op with your friends, which is what I liked about it, because me and my older brother could play it when we were little. It was hours of fun. And also, this is probably one of the first games to include a woman character. Stage 1, alright.
Oh yeah.
So, as you can see here, it's kind of like a beat-em-up style game, but you can like go on ledges and get hit a lot. And these things right there contain weapons. So right there, those are little darts.
Shuriken.
You get 20 of them. Fight those. Stupid things. And that's a nice little hook, like Captain Hook. Right there's some health. And one of the first things you'll notice about this game is how how stylized the game looks. It's a very dark game at first, but look, it's raining out and there's lightning. So I mean, what do you expect? In later levels, it lightens up a little bit. And look, there's one of my weapons. And I just beat the boss right there. It's the first level. I mean, some of the levels have bosses in them. In later levels, the levels are split up sometimes. Like, they're all one level, but like if you die, you get put in halfway through. It's actually very interesting. Because you don't really know which level you're on until you die and you see. But overall, the first few levels are very easy. I mean, after that, they get a lot harder. although I've never beaten the game within all the time I've had with it. My brother has, however, but that's because he's good at basically everything. Now, an excellent part about this game is how it has a lot of platforming elements in it, and there's more guys in the game. And the game just goes along at a smooth clip and never stops for anything, really. Right there, I'm kicking the soldier guy's butt, and I'm just gonna get to the end of the level so you can see the boss fight. That's more health. Who cares about you? See, now the music changes, and there's no wait time whatsoever. So that's cool. Now the graphics, I mean, overall, for back in the day, I would have to rate this game about an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, it's a great game.
I'm here talking about Warioware Touched for the Nintendo DS. Warioware's first full-fledged, what can I say, full-fledged adventure in his assortment of mini-games that pretty much use the DS capabilities to a T. I mean, you have a character called Mike, which uses the microphone capability. You have the majority of the game, the mini games, you know, they take place on the touchscreen with using the stylus, which is pretty much the whole point of it. Yeah. And yeah, the story is kind of basic, you know. You have all these assortment of characters you can choose from, and some of these things are like bonuses, and they have like the album, which is like, you know, like you can replay all like the mini games you've done before, pick the ones that you find most appealing, and get a lot of levels on that stage, and then you can upgrade the character's crown from like none to silver to gold, and the gold is the best one, obviously, meaning that you cleared all of their mini games they have to offer. And yeah, so then there's the toy room, which is like all these unlockables you can choose from. And yeah, so anyways, this game has a lot of unlockables. It's very humorous, and some of the mini games are very wacky and make good use of the touchscreen. And here I'll give you a little snippet of what one of the games has to offer. And let's go with like, I don't know, Mike, which is the robot. His games are a bit tedious and a bit repetitive. All you do is just blow on it. But then the intelligent thing about it is there's this one thing, like this one part where these little things, like little like Lego type pieces, like on a tight rope, like wire, and then with a big shh sign with like lips crossed out saying not to blow on the DS at that time, and that's really intricate. It gets you paying attention to the game you're playing. Let's see if I can luckily get into it. Show you what I'm talking about here. As you see, it's just blowing here. It's blowing away the fog and stuff, you know. And then, you know, you get out of that because it's just monotonous. And you gotta do all this one, like, you know, whispering into someone's ear. And the sound effects are funny, they get you cracking up internally because not everyone laughs out loud with these kind of quirky games. And, you know, and, you know, this other character loves the sweet talk, so you see it blushing up and stuff. The graphics are pretty two-dimensional, if I do say so myself. But you know, some of like the animations are intricate, and like, you know, it's the same thing over and over again. So a lot of repetition, but that's kind of to be expected, as you know, every game has their shortcomings. Yeah, so anyways, as I was saying, this game uses a lot of good use of the DS, but not as much as I'd hope to coming from a Warioware game, because you know, I don't expect more. But you know, you can check out my partner Andy's review on Warioware Twisted for the Game Boy Advance and see what his side of the story is. Then you'll make a decision on your own. So as I was saying, I give Warioware Touched an 8.5 out of 10.
Seizure warning! Alright. Because you're really gonna need to worry about having seizures when you play this game. It's another fruity, wacky game from the greatest company in the world, Nintendo. Calibrating. Okay, it's the game we're talking about is Warioware Twisted. And sorry that took so long as well. Basically all this game is Warioware Touched, but with spinning involved in it, which means it's gonna have many more. It's gonna have different mini games. I don't know what's gonna come up because it's completely random. Oh, here you have to follow the bears, and oh, and here you have to port to make sure it's the right one. Now, and here you actually press the A button, and you don't use the tilting sensor. Whoa! And I just died. And here's a classic retro Ice Climbers example where you have to tilt to bop people, letting the guy in. Oh, and you have to plug the drain your water. And see, all these types of things are okay. All these everything has to do with twisting, obviously. Oh, and there's Kid Icarus. Remember him? I bet you don't, but oh, Duck Hunt. Oh, the dog laughed at me. All right, I stink. But yeah. So you basically go through the game, storyline, and everything. All the different characters, and each has their own set of mini games, and yeah, it's very cool. But what sets this apart from the other one, all the other games in the Warioware series, is that there's tons of unlockables. Like, look at all these extra mini games, and I haven't even unlocked one, and I've been playing this like for so much, for so long. Some of these are totally original mini games, while others are well, others are like spin-off. They're longer versions of some of the games in the game. If you get what I mean. Um, like this is a game where you just had to get 2 pillows, or in the fast pace mode, but in this mode it just keeps on going until you can't take anymore, and it's for high scores. So yeah, for a Game Boy Advance game, I would say that this has some great sound. You really can compare the music in this to Warioware Touched. It's just that good. It even has real speaking in it, and like just listen. Okay, yeah, it just is it's a very cheesy song, but I like it, and it just fits the mood of the game perfectly, and that's what all the sound does. The graphics, there's many different styles of graphics, from retro games to like the wacky and weird Japanese style art. Okay, and this song can just go in the cave for a little bit. Now for some ending music, I'll play some original Mario. These are all unlockables that I'm doing for showing off for you, so there's many more where these came from. Some of the unlockables, however, are totally useless, but others, like these have some value to them. And you can kind of play around with the tunes a little bit, but yeah, and there's even a mini game where you actually get to play a few levels of the Mario game for a boss stage, which is, I was blown away the first time I played that, which is awesome. So the controls, they actually take some getting used to, and some of the controls, some of the games have different controls, like, and it takes a little while to adjust to each game's controls, but that's half the fun of the game, I think. That's what they were intending for it to be. So, this game is gonna last you a very, very long time. This is one of the best Game Boy Advance games out there. I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Not perfect, but nevertheless, very, very good. Go out and get some Warioware Twisted.
I'm here talking about the wavebird, Nintendo's officially licensed wireless controller. And I'm gonna tell you that it's a very good buy for the kind of controller it is. It's $10 less than PlayStation's officially licensed wireless controller made by Logitech. The GameCube wireless wavebird fits directly in your hands, fits just like the normal regular GameCube controller. And yeah, as you can see, you know, the button layer is the same as on the regular controller. And you know, as far as connectivity to like the GameCube goes, it has 16 channels, so iris link. As you can see, when I press any button, after I turn it on, when I press any button, it's gonna respawn. The receiver's gonna pick it up. And since there's 16 channels, you can definitely have enough people bring their own wavebirds and have their frequency set on a different one, and then you can easily have non-interfering wavebird controllers, you know. The disadvantage of the wireless controller compared to the normal controller is that the wireless doesn't have a rumble, which kind of people miss out on, but I'm sure Nintendo knew that to save battery life, they'd have to ditch the rumble feature, so I think that's a good compensation got going on. And you know, for like a freshly licensed wireless controller, Nintendo did a very good job. And yeah, so it's durable and it's sturdy, and yeah, so I'm gonna recommend this, the Nintendo wavebird, officially licensed.
This time we have good old Super Mario Brothers 2, or Doki Doki Panic, as it was known in Japan at that time. And of course, we the Western world couldn't get the original Super Mario Brothers 2 since that was supposedly too difficult for the States here. So this is what we got. A game that already existed, but with Mario characters thrown in there. So, not to say that it's a bad game by any means, but I personally, I didn't like this game all that much when it came out. So, I'll give you a little preview. The plot of this story is to beat Wart. This big guy, green guy. Mario thinks he's basically dreaming, but I don't know. It's a really weird story, and I'm sure none of you care out there. So I'll just stop talking and play the game with my buddy old pal Mario here. All right. So now here we have Mario and Brute. Oh, you're never gonna see that again in a Mario game. So there's the Shy Guys that they added in, and here's the one Mario part that I like. See, that's the only Mario music you're gonna get in this game. So obviously, I personally don't like this game all that much, and it's I mean, it's a good game, but it just doesn't live up to the Mario game. And look, the one-up sound isn't even there. I mean, come on, the classic one-up sound. Where did that go? Oh, and here's another. I mean, come on. And then at the end of every level, there's this Birdo character, that you had to fight, who, most of the time is pretty easy, and the bosses in this are they're pretty lame, with like a mouse throwing bombs at you and stuff. And the music in this is actually pretty good, I think. It has some of the it has, if there was one thing that was better about this than, like, let's say Mario, the original Mario Brothers 2, is that it has much better music rather than the same old underwater. And then you play the slots. So yeah, I mean, really, if you can find this for $1 at like Sears or somewhere, and you don't have this by now or haven't played this game by now, then you should give this a look if you really want to get into the nostalgia of this. But I mean, if you don't already have this and you don't like Mario, or if you only like that regular experience and not open to any new ideas, then you're probably not gonna like this. So I really give this game a 6.5 out of 10.
Now I'm talking about Polarium for the Nintendo DS, which was developed by Mitchell and published by Nintendo. And it's an alright approach to making a good AAA puzzle title for the DS, but it doesn't stack up to Meteos. I'll show you why. As you can tell, the main menu, has 4 options to choose from. It's the challenge mode, which is like the puzzle like comes down from the top screen and the bottom screen, and you need to make sure you like clear the bottom screen and have enough space. So like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And you can tell the music is very like elevator-ish. It's like elevator music going on. And the purpose in this entire game is to turn tiles from one color to the other. And the more lines you clear, as you see, I was very slow and couldn't get the job done. And it apologizes to me. I'm like, okay, fine. Anyways, so there's the challenge mode, which is what I just showed you. Then there's the puzzle, which is like the main gist of the game. There's 100 puzzles in total, and I just cleared a lot of them so far. And they're very mind-numbing. You have to like put a lot of thought into what approach you use, since you only need to use one single stroke of the stylus. Oh, this one. So you turn, say these 4 black tiles need to be white. As you see, I didn't do it in a single stroke. So just to show you what the main gist of it, I'm going to do the first puzzle because it's the easiest. So I'm going to turn the black tiles all to white. And you see that it cleared the puzzle, so that's how I beat it. So yeah, as far as graphics go, you're not going to expect anything marvelous from this. Something like the tiles are black and white, it's like you're looking at a zebra the whole time. And yeah, the music is like very Space Odyssey, science fiction 50s style, like something you would find in the game Destroy All Humans for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And there's my nod to the Pandemic Studios for their effort on that game. So the music is horrible. It's nothing catchy, it's nothing memorable. It's like just repetitive, like, wow, it's like, where's the experience? Not there. But it's a very good attempt at a puzzle game for the DS. And it has contenders, and Meteos tops this game in a heartbeat. Once you clear a certain amount of puzzle games, like already given to you, you can do make your own puzzles, and you can like email them to people, and like using this password function. And that adds a lot of replayability to it, since if you're up to that, because this game really tries its best, but doesn't really pull through. And yeah, so I give this game a 7.5 out of 10. Mitchell could have done better, but this was a good approach at their first time on the DS handheld. Oh, what's this? The PlayStation 2 controller?
And a Mega Man game? What does this all mean?
Find out next time on
Gamelife! Andy here, and I'm doing another NES Classic review. And here we have Super Mario Brothers 2, or Doki Doki Panic, as it was called in the island of Japan. But the Western world had to just muck up this game. Mario characters, the original Super Mario Brothers 2 wasn't good enough. So let's see what. I mean, it was too difficult. Okay, here's. Hello and welcome to this edition of What Am I Talking About? Okay! Woo! We're gonna teach kids how to gamble on this. It's such a down, right, guys? Alright, not really. I just got a one on there.
Alright, right here I'm talking about Mitchell's game Polarium for the Nintendo DS, which is an exclusive, because Mitchell never really made any other games for any systems. People can call us and email us about that, whatever they want. Anyways, this game, I guess people consider...
Okay,
Today I'm talking about Polarium for the Nintendo DS, which was helped develop. But right now I'm and yeah, this game has a lot of good stuff to it. It has unlockable nothing when we talk about it, unlockable anything. But a 7.8 out of 10. Very awkward. I get this game. Oh, it's so hard to 5 or
Okay. Yeah, goody to you. Okay, and I just died. But but no, oh my god. You really can't compare. I mean, like, you really can compare this to Warioware Twisted. Warioware Touched. Not Twisted.
I think talking about the wavebird.
Wait.
I'm talking here about the wavebird, which is Nintendo's officially licensed. You're talking about the wavebird, Nintendo's officially licensed. What?
Hello, I'm giving you a preview. Well, take 10. No. Stop recording. As well, it's very surprising to see a woman there. But so I'm gonna be the woman character because I am a woman. I thought, you know. So.